Welcome back to TimberBorn, and the first thing we are going to tackle is you to map this for your comment about the fact that this area is dry. And I think that's because I had forgotten to automate the floodgates here, so let's do that. So I think we had them disabled during a drought and a bad tide, and going up to maximum height when those start, and then in advanced we had my usual 1 and down and 2 and up. So that should sort that and get that refilled, and we've got a day and a half to get it refilled. We're going to detonate that. So that should help a little bit, and then we need to put in the let me triple platform there and a piece of path, and we need to delete that one and put in the double dynamite there. So let's do that, and that will finish opening up that piece. So that's good. Let's get the water back, and yep. So that's all looking good. Let's just go around, and I like to check on all of the colonies when I start. So we are pretty much full on water here, and our reservoir is pretty full. Food, we are good. We are low on grilled spadadock. And I guess that's because these guys are only just growing enough spadadock. So we should make sure... Yeah, we're not exporting it there. Are we exporting spadadock up here? We are not, so it's just a case that they're only just growing enough to do their own grilled spadadock. That's okay. But their food is generally pretty, that's 7,500 food for 130 beavers and 11,000 water. Let's go into this one. So this water tank is empty, but it's set on supply. So let's find the district center, and we got 6,500 water, 3,500 food, and quite a lot of food inputs. So I think they're okay, and they've got loads more food coming with the new farms that we've put in. Did think, and yeah, for a start, we don't need all these contamination barriers around here now, so we can expand this a little bit and recover the goods, which we will get to. And then over in this district, we have pretty good food supply, lots of spadadock, which is good. Reasonable amount of water, and there's only 40 odd beavers here, so they're going to use about 80 a day, so about 10 days worth. So we could probably do with more water pumping over here. I'm kind of surprised that 2 big water pumps are not enough to keep these guys in a decent amount of water. So maybe we should build another one once we have a few more spare beavers. And then way over here we have the other colony, I guess we call them, and we can start putting in their path. But yeah, these guys, lots of water, still lots of food, so they are good, and they have started breeding. So yep, well, and just kind of let those guys do their thing for a bit. We need them to clear out these sunflowers. I think this idea went down well. There were lots of comments about seeing how they do during a bad tide. I think they might struggle. I'm guessing a lot of this will die, but we'll see. In time, I guess they're going to need to either get treated planks or try and raise the colony up, or maybe make explosives so they can drop the bad water away. We'll have to see how they get on. And it isn't a huge distance between the two with us having access to this colony, but that's kind of not the point, is it? Yeah, and actually last time we got this in, which is pretty good because this is limiting how the bad tide can flow now, and it's all pretty much flowing down here, and bad water, unless we get a genuine bad tide, and we still need to deal with that. But we're being kind of lucky at the moment. So what I would like the beavers to be doing is actually prioritizing clearing some of this out so that we can be multitasking on our building. So let's do that, because if we get this built as well, then that's kind of the foundation for being able to divert the bad tide into this side of the map, because we'll have this blocked off. We've got this one blocked off, and I almost feel like putting some sort of channel around here would protect most of the map then. And would be a bit more interesting than just shooting it off the map. I'm not a fan of that generally, so I like to make it, when I say I like to make it a little bit harder to achieve dealing with the bad water, but that's how I like to do things. We've almost got our next bot who's going to go straight into the mine, which is great. This is all working sort of okay. Basically the idea, probably want to keep this a little bit fuller. So let's go in here and nudge the low threshold up to maybe 2. So this is kind of an experiment too, because we're trying to control the floodgate here, which is going through a few, different water systems and getting it to keep this one reasonably full. So, and yeah, I mean, I guess maybe we should have tapped in up here so that we can hydrate this, and maybe we can as well. We'll get there. We will get there. Let's just see how this works out. This might be a slightly shorter video because I'm actually recording this in the morning that I intend to release it. So I need to have a bit of time to edit and upload and all that stuff. Yeah, let's actually try and get a few things done. So they're making really good progress with this. Now, one of the things that I thought we should maybe be thinking about, and actually we can do pretty easily probably, is let's throw in another monument. So we've got the planks to build that one. Can we fit one of those in easily over here as well? It's a very good question. It is well asked. Maybe if we go, oh yeah, this is different. Let's do that, and that's going to hit most of the housing because the housing is there. So kind of like that. Like that. This water tank is getting full, which is nice. Yeah, and the other district I think has already got one of those because there's our drought. We gave it to them first. So yep, their well-being is pretty good. This is screaming at least some sort of little water. I know I spoke about building a big water tank here, but I think at the very least we should be trying to hold water in this bit. So what that means is we could try and, so if we're gonna push the river around that way, we don't need it to be feeding in there directly. So maybe what we should do is, how deep that gets it to there. And what I think I can do, which is slightly sneaky, is get the main district to build this with a little bit of creative pathing. I do that, and then they can put that in, and then both sides can build it, which is not a bad thing. So maybe not actually, unless we, yeah. Now both sides can build it, because this colony can get to it from down here. So I'd still do a really big water tank, but for now I think this would be beneficial to the beavers here because it will just give them a bit of water storage, which is a good thing. Yeah, and food-wise, I was thinking anything, whether there's benefit in, actually they're okay for sunflower seeds somehow. We could do with more grilled chestnuts and more maple pastries. So we should be producing a reasonable amount of maple syrup now. I'm assuming that in this district we actually don't have any flour storage. So let's address that down here by making this a priority to build and making it flour. And then we could put in, so we have 2 grills. We need to detonate you, and then we can detonate that one, because I was going to put some sort of storage. I was going to put a catalyst tank there, wasn't I? Yeah, that was it. I think we do food, and this is not super efficient in terms of pathing and all that kind of stuff, but and we make you maple pastries. The flour's going to be there, so it's not awful, as long as we maybe put in storage. Go for a pit tank there for maple syrup set to obtain, and actually we could do a pit warehouse there set to flour set to obtain. That one I want set to supply, and because we can, I'm going to stick a little roof on the top of that one. I know it's a bit different, but yeah, that'll be that. So hopefully now the water's gone, these guys can crack on a bit quicker with placing explosives. And maybe these guys, I don't think are working on anything particularly big build-wise. So let's get them in on the action as well. It's going to be quite a long trek for them, but you know, they can work on placing that stuff down. And we just need to be careful that we don't cross or join the path, because then the game gets unhappy. But that will allow this district to start placing some of this explosives, which is only, it's single and double. So what I'm going to do is put a couple of the pit warehouses for explosives there. This is where I've forgotten that this district is already working on something completely different, and yeah, entirely possible that I've done that. It happens a fair bit, so yep, we are good. What we can do is have these pumping this out so that it keeps things going. Hopefully they can get that done. That will be good. We can then get some more wheat in, and yeah, that's cool. All that got filled up, which is also good. Yeah, but yeah, they never really prioritize destroying stuff, and it's kind of frustrating. But I guess the alternative is because we don't actually need to destroy those because they're dead bushes. The alternative is we put a forester in here and we cut these down, because they will actually prioritize that job. So yep. Worth mentioning, because sometimes I do forget. I do appreciate your comments. Like the last one, I had totally missed that I hadn't filled this up. If I don't actually directly address your comment, it's just because I've forgotten. It's not because I don't appreciate it. I really liked the idea, but I'm not sure we need to do it at the moment, of moving the drought farm houses into the different zones. And that might be a more future project as we start to grow the colony a lot more. Because I'm hoping that this river system, as we expand it, is maybe going to cope with the water flow, so this isn't always wet. And that might be that we need to make some of these channels bigger, and B, that we can then start to farm this area more as we grow things. So it's kind of what I'm hoping. We do have dirt, we just need to get to it. That's okay, it's not a rush. Not a rush at all, and yet this district is now helping build. explosives, which is good. That should speed things up. So the next step that I wanted to take over here is I think we could do with some more beavers. I don't think we want to bury them in the hole down here, but maybe once this gets up to the correct height. So we clearly do need more storage. So what I'm going to do is put in, I'm going to do it as singles actually, just so that we can path it if we need to. So we've got a bit of flexibility about how we lay everything out. I didn't put a path under there. So let's do that. There we go. Really should put paths in as you go. It makes life so much easier. And put in all of the platforms. I guess that also makes life easier. So let's do that, and then we will put another. I put another large ware. That's perfect, isn't it? Because we can do that, and we can put in some housing, like that, or like that. Let's go like that. Yep, that'll work. Not sure what we want the storages to be, but they will get to that eventually, and we can actually put the path back now that we no, not on there. Perspective is your enemy. There, where we had to delete the path that we had there because we had a leak in the reservoir a really long time ago, actually. A really long time ago. So, yeah. In a land far, far away. And in theory, as we expand across here, we could either get the main district to this or another district. And one quick, actually, this colony's not doing so bad. We can get their path in now, which is good. They are clearly a little bit bored. We need to delete that staircase, because when we get bad tide, that would be very bad. Do that. Are those trees not set to be cut? They are not. So let's get those cut down. Let's clear off the cutting order on there. He can get to most of those, but not all of them. And then once we've got planks coming, I'm going to put a staircase there. So that's that. They have got trees coming in now, which is pretty cool. So they should now be able to build this, and we can put a path down to there. That'll be good. Once they get planks, they can then start working across to this island and have some land, maybe for some leisure activities. Also need to be building some storage for the crops that they're growing. So let's get that put in. It may be kind of a waste building it on growable land, but once we get a bad tide, this is not going to be growable land. So let's put in a storage for carrots and a storage for sunflowers. And we probably need a small pile for planks, just so they can build up a little bit of a stockpile of those. And yeah. And they have some spare beaver. I'm going to unpause that. Let's unpause that as well, because we've got plenty of water. So let's do a bit of automation actually. Let's pause, unpause, pause. So our really basic one, just to make sure that that comes back on and we don't thing. I know. Really good description. We don't starve them of water. There we go. So this district, do we want to kick in the drought farm over here? Is there anything growing? Not really. The only thing we could maybe think about growing is some sunflowers again for diversity, but we are growing those over here, but maybe not growing enough. So let's do that. Let's get these going, and let's plant a whole load of sunflowers. So you can come down to there. So let's do that. Yeah, this farm's doing brilliantly. So let's make sure those are set to supply. We actually need to put some more storage in here. So let's do that. Let's go back all the way up. So let's put in a few more. We probably will need something for them to build off of. So let's put those in as well. They can only build too high above the stairs. So let's just continue with alternating wheat set to supply and potatoes set to supply and wheat set to supply. Awesome. So yeah, again, maybe over here we need to be thinking about growing the, yeah, we definitely do. We are short 20 beavers. So let's build some more housing, and I think we'll just keep expanding this power block. So we need to go up, we need to go up 2, don't we? So let's do that. And that lets us put in 3 more trip lodges, which is going to be 27 beavers. So should be plenty. Getting that built, that's going to be a nice boost. And then over here, we now have, how do we have? We have spare bots. So we've got 5 bots running the mine. So is that going to be enough? I think it's time that we started automating this stuff. Let's do that. We'll get all of the parts going, and then we'll automate the assemblers. And then, oh wow, that's... Do we detonate that? Or do we wait for them to get everything placed? We just keep waiting, I guess, until the drought is sorted. Yeah, let's do that. Let's wait until the drought is done. That's in, which is cool. These guys probably need a bit more path if they're going to help out with this job. Again, as long as we don't connect the districts, we can do this. We can actually delete all of this stuff now. So let's do that. Let's prioritize them picking up that rubbish, because why waste it, I guess. That's going in. That's cool. Let's get our maple pastry factory, bakery, whatever you want to call it, built. Excellent. And then let's just whip over here, and these guys are producing planks now. They have built that. So their next step in their journey is we could either, how big's this gap? Let's pause it and measure. And my standard way of measuring things with platforms. So that's 5. So can we build a suitable bridge out of just logs and planks? We can. So let's do a bridge because it'll look a bit nicer. So we'll do a triple bridge and a double. No, I can't count. We'll do a double bridge and a triple bridge. Okay. Why is that unhappy? It'll be okay. They'll build it from there. So that's got those guys something to do, or guys and girls, because they are producing offspring. They have in fact produced offspring, and there are 10 unemployed beavers over here. So let's up the farming and the building, and maybe they need a hauling post as well, although there's not really particularly far for them to haul things. Let's put that in anyway, and yeah, we'll move. I think we'll move this stuff once they get access to this island, because we can then farm this to keep them in food and water. So back over here, guessing mostly we are still just busy placing. Aha, see, this has worked. So now we can pass all the way through to here. And we can move you up to here. And delete you. And if I wanted to be more focused on getting the trees that I want removed, what we can do is we can deselect everything that we don't want to prioritize, I guess. There we go. They should quite quickly cut down those trees and get us access to this building project. This is going to be so good. It'll be so good. I hope there's not going to be massive disappointment. We will see. We will see. So once this is in, and maybe I should medium prioritize this so they actually do it. Because I think once this is in, we can look at starting to put in some bad water diversion up here, and the plan is that we are just going to put floodgates straight across here. We're going to cut this out and put floodgates in here, and I guess probably this district is going to have to do that building work. So, but that's okay. That shouldn't be a problem. There are 2 more spare bots, so let's get bot assembling bottomated, and then we will, once that's done, and I'm going to keep this as higher priority. Oh, you're not a bot. You should be a bot. We forgot to bottomate you. That's okay, we're nearly there. Let's make you a bot. We'll just pull one out of here. Then going to just max that out, and yeah. Let's just do that, and then the mine will sort itself out, hopefully. We're not using a huge amount of metal at the moment, so we can hopefully just let that work its way out. I guess are we using metal for the bots? I don't think we are, Yeah, we are. Okay. We should be okay. Hopefully our smelters are being kept. We should probably let's go down to 2 smelters. Yeah. We've got plenty of time to get this built, and basically most of the colony is, most of the civilization is working on getting our explosives placed so that we can finish this piece of the river, and that will be stage 1. And the thing then is just to see how that helps. So you can be deleted now. The flag, not the beaver. We're not cancelling beavers. And that will let them build all of that. So is it worth us staging some logs and planks over here with the help of the haulers? And I think that's definitely one area that I need to increase once we've increased the population of most of the districts, is we do need more haulers. So why aren't you paused? You don't need to be working. Oh yes, I think, let me find a random building, and our production is quite low, and I think some of that is lack of haulers. And yes, not everything is prioritized by haulers, because if you prioritize everything, my view is still you prioritize nothing. So we need to, let's make that, and then down here to the bowels of the colony, we are going to make you grilled chestnuts, because we don't have any storage for those, and we will make you. These guys probably aren't actually grilling chestnuts. Let's make you the packaged food. Yeah, there we go. I would like to up the production of the packaged food, but I suspect if I can find where I put that building, there is actually no, it is the limitation is probably storage and again getting stuff moved out in time, but that's okay. So hopefully, yep, we are working on building our bridges, which is good. That will give them more space. So I was going to let the game progress a bit. It has a tiny bit, but let's do some of this work that we need to do to, I guess, essentially recover some materials and land. And recovering metal at the moment is not going to be a bad thing because the mine is still ramping up. The Folktails mine, and I hadn't really appreciated it on previous maps because we always had access to lots of stuff. So it's never been a problem until now. The Folktails mine is very inefficient, so we probably do need a second mine running to keep us in metal. So deleting these will recover a bunch, and then we can plant some stuff in there and make more use of the land, which is going to be a good thing. And the other thing is we have a bunch of spare beavers over here as we start putting bots to work. And what I think I'm going to do is put in another hauling post and a builder's hut. So I'm going to tuck them here because we're kind of recovering this land. We don't really need it for anything. So do that. We'll prioritize building that. It's going to be bots. We'll make it a moderately low priority workplace. This will be a very low priority workplace. And let's prioritize that as well. Yeah, I was wondering where all my spare beavers were. I think the rest of them are way over here. Yeah, where there are 6 spare beavers, but that will change as we get stuff done. We should probably prioritize building the hauls post, and then that will improve quite a lot. So, oh, I paused my lumberjack. That's why they're not cutting down trees. So get that done. You probably don't need to even be there anymore. So let's delete your job. And probably now we've got some storage. Let's plant these guys some more sunflowers. Because they do get through sunflowers seriously quickly. Right. I am now, I think, just going to let things progress a little bit. I don't want to start any more construction projects until we've got a lot more of this stuff done. So I'll carry on playing maybe to the end of the drought, at least, or until we've got this done, and I'll be back. I wasn't going to plan any more building, but I've just had a thought, and I've put a staircase in here, and that means we can remove this, and we can prioritize getting the explosives in and getting this rebuilt while we are in the drought. So let's do that. So we need to high prioritize that line. I guess actually we need to high prioritize everything that side of it, because otherwise we're going to cut it off from the from being able to place it. So let's do that, and hopefully the beavers will very quickly get that built. Our floodgates are going in over here. In fact, they are on the very last one, which is cool. I built these too high because I'm wondering if we're going to need to block across that whole area to control the flow through here. We will see. We can open these up as well if we need to. Yep, so that's that. This is in, so I put dams on top as well just to hold a bit more water in there. and our bot production is seriously speeding up. So I am working on making the jobs over here into bot jobs so that we can, in time, remove the beavers from this colony. So that's the plan. The other thing I wanted to talk about is trains. So I have spoken about using trains on here. I have had the suggestion to use trains on here, and I am using them on the Mega Build series. I don't want to use them on here. I'm not mega happy with how they are performing on the Mega Build series. So many megas. To the point that I have started reverting back to using the district crossings and doubling up on the district crossings. So we can now send 8 beavers out of here. In fact, let's do 10. And we'll just be understaffed a little bit because this district, I think, oh, actually we have 10 homeless beavers now. So maybe that was less intelligent to do, but hey, it'll be okay. They can just sleep under the stars and enjoy life. So the plan was to put our catalyst tank here. Yeah, let's do that. Let's make it a big catalyst tank. And ideally, we'd probably be producing the catalyst over where we're making and using the bots, but eventually we'll be using bots in a lot more places. So, yep, that's okay. Still not got to this. We've got to the point now where we can't store all of the maple syrup that we are producing. We are making maple pastries, which is good. We've pumped out most or all of the reservoir that we can, which is okay. So yeah, we need them to get this placed. We'll then put in, have I prioritized the right bit? I have, they're just not doing that first. That's okay. We'll put the triple platforms in then to reconnect this, because if we get a bad tide, we don't want them going through the water. I have kind of been thinking that, wow, there's a lot of stuff that I'm going to need to delete the moment we get a signal that a bad tide is coming. Because we've been really lucky lately in terms of not having many bad tides. So, yeah. There's a lot of deleting of paths that we need to do. So you no longer need to particularly be on that. In fact, you could probably be deleted. And when we get to doing the stuff up here, we will stage resources for it. So, yeah. But we are making good progress with this. I mean, we could detonate this one. Let's do it. We haven't had we haven't had a proper explosion yet. Oh, yeah, that's that. I kind of feel like for neatness' sake, we should do that. I'm really hoping that this hasn't screwed up the flow. Kind of thinking that with this stuff in, we've more than balanced that, because we can detonate all of this, even if this stuff isn't done. So that'll give a deeper route to run water this way and through here. So that should more than make up for that, hopefully. We might need to connect these as well, which we can do. You will see how it all goes as this experiment, which is taking a really long time to get done, continues. But it is pretty massive, and we've now got all of the colonies working on it. I think we're probably we're not quite using explosives as fast as we can make it, but pretty quick. Over here, so we have filled the mine with bots. Did I say that? We're now producing about 48 scrap metal a day. It's a lot for a colony this big. So I've now got 4 spare beef bots. So let's switch you over. I think once we can fill, I guess we need to fill both crossings with bots and a hauling post. Maybe we then send the beavers out and recover a bunch of resources, which means we maybe don't need this water tank that I've just created, but these things happen. That's in because I've not done that. always stop when I see what I want rather than going all the way up to the top of placing things. Yeah, so the gap here is so that the two districts aren't joined and the game doesn't get grumpy. But that is almost all in. Yeah, I didn't prioritize that bit because we don't need to, so we just need these 4 done. We can then put in the platforms, and I think I'm going to call it a day there because, as I say, I need to get this video edited and rendered and uploaded. As busyness continues, and then we'll be back with another video pretty soon. So, and maybe, I don't know, I might not get time. It would be nice to progress the save a little bit between videos, but I don't think I'm going to get time. So just need this one, which needs an explosive. Where's the little, there he is. They are. So there we go. Explosive going in. So we can now safely detonate this. And then put in, and yeah. And so if we had a corner piece, we wouldn't have to use platforms. But we don't have a corner piece, so we are using platforms. I guess I had a ladder there before, so that's okay. Or staircase even. So let's do that. Let's put that back. We need to prioritize this so it's in place for when we need it. So, and it shouldn't take them that long to build that. Wouldn't have thought. So, and that's quite a big step down. That's quite a big step down, which is good because it's probably going to pull water through here. Again, I feel like we should maybe take this corner off. Well, we've kind of lost that rounded shape that it had. I'm guessing we would need to put the path back that I deleted previously. As I said, there's so much that we're going to need to be careful of when we get outside. But we're getting there. We're getting there. I feel this is going to quite significantly change the shape of, not the shape, but how the map looks. Oh, yeah. 8 more spare beavers. Do we need beavers in this district? And we have not built the housing yet, so we probably know we don't have beds. No. Oh, that didn't work out so well, did it? I guess. So let's cancel that off. Unless maybe, I think I had them set to prioritize harvesting, yeah, so maybe they have planted it and harvested it. That was a thing. We've actually got positive sunflowers over here. It's pretty cool, so that's good. There is obviously no water for them to pump to refill this. We should probably prioritize picking up all of their trash. They can get to it. Hopefully they can. Yeah, going pretty good. And I'm kind of thinking that this might be the point where we call it for today. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you have enjoyed this. Thank you for the comments and questions and suggestions and all that stuff. It really does help make sure that A, I don't miss things, B, maybe make it a bit more of an enjoyable experience. Actually, we can, before we go, just seeing them, we don't need these anymore. Again, we can recover a bunch of resources which are maybe in short supply. So good. And I guess we need to be thinking about metal. And maybe we need to push across to here. Maybe with some bots, bring some bots over and strip this down. We could get to it from this district with not too much of a problem. And that might be a job for next time. I will probably have recorded that. Maybe not actually, but we'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I will see you next time.